I checked my watch. Noon on the dot. The train rolled through the languid summer heat. From the overhead speaker, a muffled voice announced that the next stop would be Kanda. At the station, the doors opened with a sound like something being punctured, and a drunk old man staggered onto the train. The passengers around him backed away instinctively. He let out a low moan. His gray beard, fraying like steel wool, hung in a tangled mass over the buttons of his punished uniform. He clutched a badly beaten clear umbrella in one hand and reached up for a strap with the other, but stumbled when he missed. The door closed, and the train pushed off. When I looked back, the girl was gone. Setting foot in Tokyo Station, I stopped short at the sight of all the people. Where were they coming from? Where were they going? It looked more like some strange competition than a crowd. I had the lonely feeling that I was the only one around who didn't know the rules. Gripping the strap of my tote bag for dear life, I tried to breathe. My first visit to Tokyo Station was 10 years earlier, the summer I turned 20. It was a day like today, when you can never wipe off all the sweat. I showed up lugging maybe 10 books by my favorite authors, which I could easily have shipped ahead with the rest of my belongings, like any normal person, but insisted on keeping with me at all times, as if they kept me safe, carrying them inside this stupidly heavy-duty giant backpack that I stared at forever and finally bought at a used clothing store when I was in high school, and still use on occasion. That was 1998. 10 years now. I seriously doubt at 20 that I saw myself, in my vague dreams for the future, still being in Tokyo at 30. No one reads my work. My blog, collecting dust in a corner of the internet, gets 1 or 2 visitors on a good day, and none of it has made it into print. Forget about readers, I barely have friends. I'm still in the same apartment with the slanted peeling walls and the same overbearing afternoon sun, surviving off the same minimum wage job, working full-time for not a whole lot more than 100,000 yen a month, and still writing and writing, with no idea of whether it's ever going to get me anywhere. My life was like a dusty shelf in an old bookstore, where every volume was exactly where it had been for ages, the only discernible change being that my body has aged another 10 years. I checked my watch again. 12:15. Since I had shown up a solid 15 minutes early, I leaned against one of the thick stone pillars, cool against my back, and did some people watching. Through the endless stream of voices and sounds, I watched a family rushing from the right side of my field of vision to the left, dragging what looked like all of their belongings. I saw a mother leading a little boy by the hand, an oversized water bottle hanging at his waist. A baby was screaming, and young couples wearing makeup scuffled by, flashing their white teeth. I pulled my phone out of my bag. No texts or calls from Makiko. They must have gotten on the Shinkansen from Osaka on schedule and should be arriving at Tokyo Station in 5 minutes. The plan was to meet up here, by the north exit of the Marunouchi line. I'd mailed them a map so they'd know where to go. But now I was worried, and checked the date on my phone. August 20th. No issue there. The plan was to meet outside the north exit of the Marunouchi line in Tokyo Station on August 20th. Today, at 12:30 p.m.
Dear Journal, okay. So I've been eating eggs for my whole life, but today I learned that women have ova, as in oval, which literally means egg. How is it possible I knew about sperm first? That doesn't seem fair. Anyway, that was my big discovery for the day. I've tried the library at school a couple of times, but they make it so hard to check out books. Not like they have a great selection anyway. Plus, it's small and kind of dark. If you sit at one of the desks and try to read, someone's always trying to see what you're reading.